Greetings and welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G. I'm your host, Dr. G, and I'm so glad that you could keep our appointment. Tonight's guest is horologist Steven Nkiru Richardson, who will present the power of precious metals. A little bit about him. Horologist Steven Nkiru Richardson is the founder of Nkiru Watch Company with over 30 years experience in precious metals, fine jewelry, and watches. Renowned watchmaker, educator, artisan, and author, Steven Nkiru Richardson's vast career was born out of countless hours handcrafting and sculpting original works of wearable art. Under the guardianship of master metalsmith Emerson Hogan, he learned how to apply age-old artisan techniques to his sculptures. Richardson's fascination with antiquity and mechanics curiously led him to the science of horology, which is the art of making clocks and watches. Naturally, his artistry and design capabilities merged with his capacity to build complicated timepieces, and he did so under the watchful eye of master watchmaker Ardent in New York City. As a watchmaker, Richardson gained celebrity status as commissions rolled in from his long-standing influential clients. Later, celebrities and collectors looking for fresh, unusually crafted, complicated timepieces followed suit. Now his evolution brings him back to his original root as a sculptor, reinventing his intimate relationship to metal crafting and curating captivating works using the finest precious metals, diamonds, and gemstones. He coined his recent works art currency. Art currency stands to bend attitudes and alter preconceived notions about mainstream art itself, provoking a plethora of feelings. Nkiru is the author of I Am Rich, the concept of building wealth with platinum, silver, gold, and silver. Steven Nkiru has offices located in New York City Diamonds District and Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Again, tonight, he is going to talk, however, about the power of precious metals. So I would like to introduce to some and probably present to others tonight's guest, Steven Nkiru Richardson. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's me. Okay, y'all. So I lost my guest, but you got me for a minute until he logs back in. We were having a little bit of difficulty staying connected. He is tuning in from, I believe, from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And give me a few minutes or so, a minute or so to get him back on. And how's everybody doing today while we're waiting for Brother Nkiru to come on? Can you put in the chat where you're tuning in from? And in the meantime, share, like it, even though you haven't heard anything. Let somebody know we're on, and it's going to be an interesting topic, something that I have not delved into before. So where are you coming from tonight? I see there's a few of you on here. I'm going to make sure that we can. Thank you. Birmingham. Jersey City. Okay. I know some more of you in here. All right. So we've had a couple of problems with the staying connected, and hopefully Texas, Pittsburgh, Laguna, Nigeria. All right. Georgia, Colorado. And my sister Kafunya, maybe you can check and make sure he's able to get back on. All right. Because I tell you what, I can't tell y'all anything at all about the subject matter. Would love to. I'm going to learn tonight. Here we go. Let me see if we got him on here. Well, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm having some difficulty with my camera.
Okay. I don't know if you can bring. Well, you know what? The show must go on. The show must go on.
Let me try one more. Let me try one more time. I try to come
Okay,
back.
okay,
Excuse me.
okay,
All right.
okay. Thank you all for your patience. Atlanta, Maryland, Antigua and Barbuda. Okay, Mississippi, New York City, Maryland. Is that a place? Fluminense. Okay. Hey, listen. While we're waiting for Brother Nkiru to come back to log back in, did any of you all were you in the path of the great eclipse, South Orange, New Jersey? Were you in the path of the eclipse and got a chance to see the darkness on yesterday? I'll tell you, here in Maryland, here in Delaware, it was what would I say the word would be? It was disappointing, to say the least. But hey, some folks got to see it, and I heard some interesting information from a sister on TikTok talking about the fact that it was, pretty impossible for the sun, or the moon rather, to block the light of the sun. Cincinnati, Texas, to block the light of the sun, and that what was still seen was actually that second sun, or that black sun. How many have heard about the black sun? That was the black sun that was making an appearance. Okay, let me see if I can add him to the stage. Okay, we're slowly. Okay.
Well,
we're not getting you. I don't know if you have an image on your the image when you're not showing up on the camera, but
I was in before, for some reason, I'm in Brazil, so
yes, that's somebody.
Yeah, give me.
Before we came live, we were looking at each other. It's a funny part, and as soon as we went live, it started acting up. But I don't know whether you want to log off again and come in, but we can get actually. We're gonna just talk, and if you can get it, you can get it. But we need to hear your voice anyway. Okay, he's trying to log back in again, y'all. So anyway, I'm back to the eclipse. Has anybody else heard about the black sun? That what we saw was the black sun, two suns, kind of traversing across each other, as opposed to the moon being eclipsing the sun. All I know is that there was so much out there about what was going to happen on April 8th that what I said to somebody, a lot of people asked me, what did I think about April 8th? And I said, ask me on the 9th and I'll tell you. I'm just going to tell you it was a disappointment for me. I didn't see anything. Doesn't mean that nothing occurred. Doesn't mean that nothing, Canton, Ohio, doesn't mean nothing occurred. I don't know where it occurred, and maybe it's something we're yet to see the actual outcome of. But as far as I was concerned, it was very, very cloudy here for a minute, and then the sun came. Then the sun came back out, right? I heard the sun and the moon are in Pisces, therefore it was impossible. That's true. Let me grab you and get you on. How you doing, brother?
All right, greetings. How y'all doing?
Greetings. Look, if you freeze on the screen, we're gonna leave you frozen and let you talk.
Okay.
How about that? Okay,
that's fine. All
greetings,
right, I appreciate it.
Brother Steven, aka Nkiru Richardson. Thank you so much for coming on the show. My thanks goes out to my sister Kafunya Ife, because she is so on top of so many different great people, and a source for me. She connected us, and so I shout out to her and I thank her for that. You were on, I guess it's a brother Baba Hank's show, and talking about the power of precious metals. And so I don't know a whole lot about precious metals, except I told you I'm a silver stacker, so I do have silver. But you're up in the big leagues. I heard, I've seen some of the the prices of some of the things that you create, and what the values of what you do, and the various metals that you use. So tonight, educate us, because all we really know mostly about is gold and silver. Just have stack some gold, stack some silver in case, and when the fiat system completely crashes, and you're going to need those things, because that's the real currency and the real money. But you have dealt and deal with many, many more precious metals that we probably are unfamiliar with. And I heard you talk about some things that you had procured, that the value went like from this to like skyrocket, because you're able to follow that market and the trends. I guess I would call them trends, right? So with that, let's start out with, you are a horologist. Please tell us what a horologist does.
Thank you. First of all, I appreciate you having me, Dr. G, on your platform. And thank you, Kafunya, for putting us together. This is quite amazing.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Yes. Horologist basically is a person that studies time. Horology means the science of time measurement. So one of the ways I study time is actually by making one-of-a-kind and unique timepieces. And I work with precious metals when creating these timepieces. So platinum, silver, gold, palladium, iridium, osmium, rhodium is all a part of those precious movements or precious metals that I work with in creating my movements and my timepieces. And my background is precious metals. I started out as a basic designer of silver and went into silversmithing with the great Emerson Hogan from Baltimore. And that's what really got my journey into precious metals.
Wow. So you talked about some, of course, I've heard of silver and gold and platinum, but you mentioned some others. Did you say iridium? What are some of the other ones that we're not, maybe it's not as familiar with, that you mentioned?
Yes. The platinum group family has platinum, palladium, iridium, osmium, rhodium, and ruthenium. What's normally traded on the market of that platinum group family is platinum, palladium, and rhodium. Right now, rhodium is trading for about $4,500 per ounce. Platinum is trading somewhere about $950 per ounce, and palladium is somewhere around that ballpark right now.
Okay.
So these platinum group family metals are used in a lot of different applications, such as a catalytic converter in the car, which purifies air, and many other applications in the car itself, and spark plugs, and throughout the whole digital computer world and the whole electrification world. You will see platinum used in medicine and many other applications.
Oh wow! So it's broad. It's very broad in its okay, in its uses. Now, I want to go back to horology for a moment.
Sure.
I want to talk about time, because I'm always fascinated when I hear folks say there is no real time. And so I even remember creating a little meme where I said like time was an interjection, what I mean, by outside of reality to place us into some level of conformity. What say you about time? Because there are many folks that say time isn't real. Time just kind of got put in there, and even time has been subtracted and time has been added, and you know
Sure.
tell us about time and the reality of time.
Sure. Time is a universal law that basically governs everything in this third dimension. As it moves up in the the dimensions of fourth and fifth dimension, time activates or move in a very abstract way. It's more controlled, it's more manipulated. That's how you know it's an illusion. Now, in this 3D plane, when you're looking at time, you're looking at the reference of basically the sun. It is the second hand, it is the minute hand, and it is the hour hand.
Okay.
If you look at the earth itself, the earth is pretty much flat, but with hills and valleys and a lot of these different things. Imagine that is the dial of the actual watch. And imagine the sun is the hands that's moving over top of the earth. Imagine the crystal is the dome, okay, that we in. Nature reference all of these points that I'm talking about. The key rule of learning is three things: observation, experimentation, and evaluation. When you look at a rainbow, you can see it's arched.
Yes.
In order to get colors, you have to deal with light, water, and preferably glass or some kind of substance of that. So we know it, we're working with those elements because of the arch, the shape, and the colors that manifest from it.
Let me stop you for a moment and ask you a question. Just please hold your point. Okay, we're talking about arch and shape, and you mentioned to imagine the crystal as the dome. Are you? I'm sorry, there's motorcycles going by. Talking about the flat Earth or the domed Earth concept that some do embrace, and others say, we're on a sphere. But then we've seen things like, rockets go up and they curve because there's a curve. Is that what you're saying in when you say that? Or
Yes, yes, you can say that if you want to call it the flat Earth or the dome.
The dome.
The way I'm explaining it, again, is through observation, experimentation, and evaluation. So it's not me saying it from a book. It's me saying it from a reference of nature.
Okay.
So the way the sun moves over top of us and it rotates and counterclockwise, this is why the clock moves in that other direction, because from the time of manipulating man, you create a backwards movement against nature. So that's why you see the clocks move somewhat towards the right, left to right.
Right.
And you see English is written from left to right. But you see all ancient languages is written from right to left. So it moves like the sun. You can observe this to see this. The other way that you can understand the movement of the sun is from observing a tree trunk. And you will see the age of the tree trunk based upon how many rings are in it. Those rings only can get there based upon something or object that's beaming down and moving over top. So there's your other indication. Nature explains all the mysteries. So there's many more that I can talk about, but I don't want to get into a debate with someone, because when they debate from a flat earth perspective or a round earth perspective, the people that debate in round earth have no evidence but a bookcase knowledge or interpretation that turns into a regurgitation. They cannot give it based upon an observation, experimentation, and evaluation based upon nature evidence. The other evidence I'm going to give that's a mystery that's extremely simple is that the speed of the sun. Today, I'm going to give you the true speed of the sun based upon, again, observation, experimentation, and evaluation. If you're in New York, you know that you're 3 hours behind LA. So it's obvious that the sun reaches New York first. If the sun so-called rises at New York at 6 o'clock, and I call my friend, asked him, has the sun risen there yet? He said, no, it doesn't rise here until 9 o'clock your time. That's 3 hours later. 6 o'clock their time. So the sun is traveling. Any 7-year-old can understand that. Mm-hmm. It's traveling and it takes 3 hours to get to LA. What's the distance? 2,700 and some odd miles. Divide that by 3, you get somewhere about 900 and some odd miles per hour that the sun is moving. That's not coming from a book. It's not coming from, I heard someone say that. It's something that everyone can actually observe. If you got into a plane, it takes you 5 hours from New York to get to LA. If you divide that 5 into 2,700 miles, you're going to get the plane is traveling somewhere about 600 and some odd miles. Okay? Mm-hmm. Or 500 and some odd, somewhere around that neighborhood. So the reason why I'm explaining this like this, because the ignorance of people debating about something that they're not talking about evidence from nature. So that should close that case right there. If you cannot bring evidence from nature, and you're talking about we're living on a ball that's spinning and you can't feel it, and all of these other things are going on. You sound like you're telling a fairy tale story, but you have been programmed through NASA and through many other applications out here that create a regurgitation, and you think you're intelligent. So I hope that answers some of the questions.
I mean, but the thing of it is, until you wake up, you fall for a lot of things. You grow up, like I say, believing, seeing that you see lie right in there, believing, but you grow up believing things, really, that you said there's no observation and there's no, application or any of that. That's what they said. I mean, it's just like, people said, he said it, I believe it, and that settles it. And people will do that. But yeah, it makes sense to me. Absolutely, that we are probably, and we've seen little movies and things out, people living in a dome and things like that. And I'm always aware that they throw hints out anyway. But
sure.
Yeah, so when you are creating a timepiece, then well, I guess you have to have you have a skill of making sure that the mechanism of what the movement, I guess, what you call that, the movement, or
yes,
whatever, the movement is in line with what the principles that you were just speaking about. I mean, something has to make things move, by the second, by the minute, and by the hour, I guess, in a sense. So is that something that sort of everyone who makes watches does the same thing, or do you have any special um process in which you incorporating what you're doing that makes what you do different?
Sure, there's a couple of things in there. Well, basically, a mechanical timepiece moves based upon free energy in a way that you manually wind it, and it creates a mainspring to tense up. And then when that mainspring releases, it kicks in to the other gear: center wheel, second wheel, third wheel, escape wheel. This is the energy, this is the force that's moving that mechanism. This is the basic one from the old school. These are the timepieces I work with. And then you have one that was updated from that base of that mainspring, but it has a balance wheel, which is called it's not escape, it's called the balance wheel, actually. And it's a half moon, and it rocks back and forward. And this is the perpetual movement that Rolex made famous. So when you actually shake your wrist, you're winding the mechanism. It's creating a perpetual movement to continue to wind this mainspring without overwinding it, because it's a slipping mechanism in there when it gets fully wound or fully tensed.
Mm-hmm.
Based upon a good quality craft person that's making these timepieces, is based upon the materials that they use. That's what makes my timepiece unique. I use platinum in some of the gears. I use gold in some of the gears and mechanisms to make the timepiece last longer. That's the whole objective to a quality watchmaker, is to make the timepiece very durable, last longer, less maintenance as possible. One of the reasons it's not taught because of these premises, because you're dealing with free energy. So you're dealing with a generator. That generator application can be transferred to creating lights, to creating many things, because it's a force that you're dealing with. So we introduced horology as a curriculum in 2008 to Benjamin Banneker School in Brooklyn, New York, and was the first to introduce it to any high school in the United States. In the United States alone, there are about 8 horology schools. Horology normally was passed down from generation to generation, watchmaker to watchmaker. It's a very niche and very closed circuit community. Some timepieces that sell in auction that's very old or very sought after sell for 10,000, 20,000, hundreds of thousands, millions to tens of millions. So it's a very prestigious game that's played. So you can have a lady or a gentleman that walks into the room, have a very unique timepiece on, and it could be worth hundreds of thousands with no diamonds, no gemstones or anything, very simple. I tell women especially, if you know something about timepiece or horology and you spark the interest in these women or men that's wearing these unique timepieces, and spark the conversation of opening up with, that's a beautiful timepiece. I love horology myself. you would open up a whole nother avenue, because that dear person is wearing something on their wrist worth hundreds of thousands. They are not just collectors, they're connoisseurs and aficionados, basically saying they are obsessed with this craft and the understanding of the history and the process and the meditation of the craft itself.
So when you're making these pieces, since you're a sculptor and an artisan that you can craft. I mean, we know, I've got one of those little tell you blood pressure type, but we when you're making these timepieces, and you're going beyond the simple. Does anyone sometimes want things where the actual the platinum and the rhodium and all that, it's something showing visible on the outside? I know you talk about the mechanism having some of these things in it, but do you actually create the design sometimes of the watch that's somebody's wearing with those particular metals?
Absolutely. We have timepieces that have platinum dials. The case is platinum, 24 karat gold, 18 karat gold cases, solid gold cases. The dials are actually gold as well. Silver dials, silver cases. So we, use gemstones and different things of that nature as well on the outside, whether it's on the crown, the dial, or the bezel. So, we create last year about 6 timepieces, and it depends on the price range. But this is I'm a boutique brand for timepieces, and we don't mass produce a lot of timepieces. I have another brand that's called Art of Horology, and we do more of a mass production for those pieces, but it's still a low production, maybe 30 or 40, 50 a year. So we are students of horology, and I enjoyed it so much.
Well, yeah. So it's one of these days, I'm gonna, endeavor to get a piece that's has a lot more to it than just keeping time. But when we talk about the power, I want to get on our subject matter of precious metals from a practical and even a metaphysical state. Could you share what that means to you when you, because we were talking a little bit offline before we went on about that. So I would like, our audience to kind of get a feel for, what you're talking about. And maybe it might spark someone to even want to have those metals in their collection of what they have, even if it's not in the timepiece.
Sure. The power of precious metals started from a class in 2022 with Brother Red Pill. Shout out to Brother Red Pill and Blue Pill as well. Mm-hmm. And I wrote this curriculum, based upon the understanding of money. And that's what I want to start out with. Money is precious metals. It's always been, it always will be. What we're dealing with today is a so-called currency or bookkeeping system. So the way that it started is that one of the ways it started is that we would trade silver mainly amongst one another, the common person, and more of the elite would exchange gold amongst one another. As time went on, the banks opened, and instead of trading metals amongst one another, we would take our metals to the bank, and then the bank would actually give us paper notes, and these became rendered currency backed by gold and silver, as you see that on the old paper notes.
Mhm.
So as time went on, they realized that people wasn't coming right back at the end of the month and getting their gold. And when they do, they would tell them, oh, no, just we give you some more paper notes. Guess what? It went up a little bit.
Mm.
So they was tricked and manipulated into keeping the paper note currency. And as time went on, people began to actually save that.
Mm.
As foolish as it sounds to someone that's back in those days, we would be considered fools
Mhm.
if they was looking at us in the physical at this point in time. And speed it up to this point in time, they replaced the paper and started moving you to the digital and the credit cards. So the whole objective to the game is to get you further away from nature, which is gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and to have you forget about it, which they have done an excellent job. Today, financial advisors, whether they're Legg Masons or any other place, it's illegal in their law of business to advise you on to buy physical precious metal. So they have created a war against nature herself to keep the public dummied down, to stay away and not accumulate precious metal or not exchange their fiat into precious metals. What's behind those precious metals are applications that electrifies everything that we see today. Whether it's a car, whether it's this conversation we're having, whether it's a phone, whether it's a computer, it cannot exist or be electrified without silver, gold, platinum, copper, palladium, rhodium, and so on. The applications is what makes that precious metals in demand, and the demand to electrify the world, what makes that material powerful, the current flow of it, the energy of it. The Egyptians said it the best in the metaphysical realm. The reason why it's in their tombstones and they deck their coffins and different things with it, silver, gold, and gemstones, because they're demonstrating that it is powerful in this world to electrify and to create energy and to trade, to purify water, and many other applications, as silver is the number 2 used commodity on earth, next to oil is number 1. They was also stating that you use it when you actually being born, looking at where we are as death, the third dimension, death. To be born into the 4th and 5th, when we actually leave these bodies and be transferred, we actually travel on this energy based upon your consciousness and your education. So you literally can take your gold with you. You literally can take your platinum with you, because you're taking the energy and the metaphysics of it. Here, you containing and studying the physical applications of it and the metaphysical applications of it. It's a school here. And then when you travel outside of this physical, you take that consciousness with you, the remembrance. So what you're doing here is a repetition of programming who you truly are, the enlightenment of gold, condensed sunlight, does not tarnish, does not rust, is immortal. In the physical realm, it is basically showing you it doesn't age. So that is showing you it is the closest to the all, out of the nothingness. So these are some of the reasons I work with myself and people to want to get on the path of wealth, health, enlightenment, and happiness is one, to buy silver weekly or bi-weekly. This will give you the reprogramming habit, and then studying the applications of it, and then looking at the ratio so you can reach gold as you're accumulating silver, as you can trade some of your gold in for silver. Right now it's about 90 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold.
Okay.
That ratio drops based upon the fluctuation of gold and silver. In 2011, that ratio was at 36 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold.
Wow.
So imagine you've been accumulating silver and you have 200 ounces, 300 ounces, 400 ounces, 500 ounces. And that ratio begins to drop.
Yeah.
60, 50. And you say, oh, it's time to trade in for some gold, some enlightenment. So this is the way you get to the yellow brick road, by tapping your silver heels together every week or every other week and accumulating silver.
Wow. Well, for a couple of years now, I've been, accumulating and wondering, like I said, a little bit of gold, a whole lot of silver. So, but what you're saying is at some point I need to be taking these packs of 60 and transferring them into gold because of the value. And my thought is that, say the fiat finally does reveal that it's done, and I'm running around with gold and I need, a loaf of bread. It's like, yeah, sure, you can have this bread, but we're not going to give you any, we're not going to give you change for this. So I guess it's good to have some level of silver or smaller denominations of precious metals available to use that you would, other than that. But you're saying that the higher you're going, gold, platinum, palladium, those are levels of enlightenment, is what I'm hearing you say, unless I'm misunderstanding what you're saying.
Absolutely. If you go directly to gold and you begin to study it, you can go into something where as though you get blinded in the energy of it. Same with platinum. So we train people to start with silver. The thing is about stacking, and the stacking community, very rarely do they talk about the applications. So it's fine that you're stacking. That's the first part. The major part is to study the energy of it.
That's true, because I never thought of it that way.
So silver, let's take a look at silver alone. Silver can purify water. Silver can purify air. Silver is medicine. Silver can grow plants. The plants can absorb the silver and you can eat the silver from the plants. Silver is used in its computer. Silver works on a harmonized high frequency. You can heal it together just by tapping silver spoons together. Silver reduces radiation, harmful radiation. Silver is used in nanoparticles and clothing to reduce radiation. We have a product on our line of art currency, and we have a skin care line using colloidal silver and essential oils as a natural sanitizer, as a natural conditioner. So you don't have to use alcohol anymore.
Oh, wow.
You
Okay.
can use silver as a natural sanitizer. Copper is a natural sanitizer. So when you use these art currency colloidal products that's mixed with these essential oils, you can use it to reduce radiation by spraying it in the air. You can use it for deodorant. You can use it for many things because the copper and the silver is actually antimicrofungal, antimicrobial, antimicroperspirant, and many other things. So the applications is the key to studying the characteristics, the energy of it, and the functions and the many understandings that we have not even imagined to unravel. Just to put your hand over the silver and feel the energy of it, just to put it under your pillow and have sweet dreams.
Okay.
To do many things with it, to experiment, to observe, to again, experimentation, observation, and then evaluation. This is the key to learning. So when you have these physical components, you continuously do this over and over and over and study over and over again. And this is what truly enrich your life. So to answer your question, sure, trade is one thing, but the system has already collapsed.
It's true.
There's no waiting for something to collapse. It's already collapsed. The moment you come into this enlightenment, the moment you start stacking, the reason why some people are waiting for something to collapse in such of a way that it falls and everyone is talking about it is because the people that's educating people to stack is only telling them to stack based upon those premises for trade. But behind the scenes are the applications. And that's what we talk about. And that's what we teach. And that's what we learn. We are student teachers. I have a 360 degree. My degree is 360 degrees. 180 degree student, another 180 degree teacher that continuously to evolve. So if you're not looking at the applications, stacking is just the first base.
Okay.
There's thousands of base beyond stacking. And that's where we have to get to. In my book, I Am Rich, I say the current and the future wealth is not about how much paper or digital currency you have. It's the quantity of precious metals you own and the science mind resources, how to understand it to enrich your life.
I was wondering, sometimes if you're going to create a tincture or something, you will put the herbs, if you will, into some kind of carrier medium so that it can, the oils or alcohol, and it brings that print property into the oil or the alcohol. Does that work, say, for silver? Say somebody wanted to put their silver in something with, like, say, water, the way we do with the I forgot what is the black stones, but you put it in the water and they say, oh, when you drink this water, because it has the stuff that comes from Russia. I don't know why I'm having a brain lapse, but can you do the same thing with silver? Could you put silver in a glass jar and let it sit for a while and make your water better, or is it something different that you would do with it if you wanted to ingest the properties? Yeah,
Sure.
shungite. Thank you, Raising Else. Shungite. Like
Sure.
shungite. Yeah.
This is a silver cup, silver chalice. So I store my water in here at night. It raises the vibration and the frequency. It harmonizes it because the bandwidth of silver is very harmonized.
Okay.
The bandwidth of copper is deeper. It's harmonized, but it's not as harmonized as silver. The bandwidth of gold is direct, straight, flat line.
Is that good, or is that,
This is the reprogramming. You think flat line when you see in the hospital.
dead?
Yeah, but that means alive.
Ah.
Because it's a direct current. It's no static. You see the wave? It's still moving smooth, but it's still some static there. It's still some resistance there, whereas though it has to wave. When you're dealing with gold, it's a direct current. This is why most people can't understand or handle studying the applications, because it's so deep, it's so heavy, So yes, copper, you can store your water. In copper, you can take a glass and pour your water in the glass and drop silver coins in there. You can do many magic tricks,
So are these things that you teach as a part of your, is it the horology? No, that's the watchmaking. So do you have a different group is this something that someone who may be listening could sign up for to learn more of these properties and applications of precious metals, or do they learn it in your book, I Am Rich, or what's, how can, because I'm looking at some of the comments. But are there classes that are available to go further into this?
Yes, you can even go through the website Art Currency, and you'll see an ad that pops up on the homepage, says Bank Silver.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go directly to banksilver.org.
Okay.
And has all my classes there. And we have a consultation. And then we have also a monthly membership where you can get access to all my videos and all my past classes that I did on applications, the metaphysics of precious metals, and many other things. And yes, so the banksilver.org, and to find our nano colloidal skincare products, which is very amazing, is artcurrency.org, and which has a huge opportunity, because right now this is a new launch company and we have about 7 distributors in different states, and people are coming online. So basically what we're doing, we created 2 sanitizers initially. Copper is a natural sanitizer. Silver is a natural sanitizer, and we infuse it with essential oils. Beautiful smell, and it's working as a antimicrobial, and it working as a sanitizer in conjunction with the colloidal silver and the colloidal copper. So we are removing these alcohol toxic products. Since 2020, alcohol has been used from the last 4 years in over 30, 40 years of mankind, condensed in 4 years, the uses of alcohol, and it's out of control. So we came up with this product to solve a problem. When they spray alcohol, the first thing you notice that it burns your nose. So you know you're dealing with something toxic. So if you own a beauty salon, you're a barber, you don't have to use alcohol anymore. You can use this product. Copper is a natural sanitizer. Silver is a natural sanitizer. So we developed this spray especially for barbers, salon owners, people that's in the restaurants, in the hospitals, people that's carrying sanitizer. Yes, in their hands. It's not so you cleaning your hands, and it's raising your frequency at the same time and protecting you from harmful radiation. So this is the point of these classes. It's a group of men and women that took these classes with me 2 years ago and even last year, and we came together and developed these products. So again, this is how powerful the applications are, and we're problem solving to march in the golden age, which marches through the silver age first.
Ah, I say. Wow. So from a standpoint of the levels, okay, so silver, gold, platinum. Can you give now? You gave us a properties or uses for silver, gold. Where can you give us a little bit more knowledge on the use of gold? Now I have copper containers and copper cups, but I'm gonna have to find a silver container because I have to melt some of my silver down and have it made into. While we're on the subject of silver and silver, somebody made uh, a comment or ask about your the crown. Is that one of your creations, one of your pieces?
This was created by one of my classmates, brother Michael. He's from London, and he gifted this to me. This is a pure silver crown. It weighs over 10 ounces of pure silver. And yes, I enjoy this. Is crowned me the silver pharaoh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So gold. Give us some of
Gold.
the properties of gold.
Gold, AU79. In its pure form, very dense. Again, the most direct current you can actually come in contact with. It's powerful. Doesn't rust, doesn't tarnish in basically any condition. It's condensed sunlight in the physical form. You can create quantum computers. If you Google quantum computers, you will see it dripping in gold. That's because gold holds the most memory. In our body, our DNA is held by precious metals.
Hmm.
How else or what else can hold records for that long? Gold holds the most records, holds the most data. So there's many applications for gold. They high volume applications, whether in the computer, whether in different parts of science, whether it's medicine, using colloidal gold, atomic gold, a lot of these different things that gold as a physical and metaphysical enlightenment. When we're in a meditated stage and our aura is glowing, we're raising the frequency of our gold. When you actually own gold, your body is communicating with that familiar substance. It's subconsciously communicating when you wear it around your neck. When you wear gold that's cut, like 18 karat gold is 75% pure gold, 25% alloys of other kind. Could be copper, could be brass, could be silver. This creates distortion in the metal. 14 gold is 58.5% pure gold, 41.5% cut. More distortion. This is done on purpose to bring to different jewelry companies of 18 karat gold, 14 karat gold. They say because gold is soft. Yes, but it's alive. It tenses up. But as kings and queens, we wore 24 karat pure gold. This chain is 24 karat pure gold. So you want to keep these high frequencies, energies around you. It reduces radiation. It balances out the human body. It does a lot of metaphysical things that we're not aware of. You can do a lot of magic with it.
Can we get an example?
I'll give you this one. Then my time is up. I'll give you this. I'll leave the family with this code. I gave him part of the code, but I give you the deep part. Make sure you have a pen and paper, please. How many people do we have with us? How y'all doing out there?
It looks like it's probably like close to 200.
Okay, how y'all doing out there?
But we'll have folks that'll watch it tomorrow or tonight too, so it'll go up.
I appreciate y'all joining me and joining us.
And before you go, after you do this, there are a few questions that I've stored. So if you don't mind, and then
sure. I'll answer some.
I know you're like 3 hours ahead of us in time or something.
No, 1 hour. I'll answer. I'll be happy to answer the family questions.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna give you all this code. Please get a pen and paper. Get something to write. Okay, all right.
You hear that? Okay. Get something to write with.
So I'm going to give you Alchemist 101, turning lead into gold.
Okay.
I'm going to give you all the codes. Write it down, and then we're going to break the codes down, and then we're going to go into the layman part. Okay. PDC equals AG47R equals AU79S. Underneath of PDC, right? Paper digital currency. Underneath of AG47R, right? Silver ratio. Underneath of AU79S, right? Gold sold.
Sold as in sold it or sold?
Soul, as in your soul.
Okay, gold sold.
That is the formula of transferring base metal into gold. Paper digital currency represents base metal. The medium is silver.
I get it.
When you look at the gold silver ratio, I talked about, it's 90 right now to 1 ounce of gold. You accumulate gold weekly, bi-weekly. When the ratio is prompt and going into 60 and 50, you can start transferring out to gold. The key to this is study the applications while you're doing all of this.
Quick, just the correction. You said accumulate gold bi-weekly, or do you mean silver?
Silver, excuse me, silver.
Okay.
And then that brings you into gold. But the key is you have to study it, because when you begin to accumulate gold, now you're dealing with enlightenment, which is a much powerful direct current. Mosquitoes is hitting me a little bit.
Okay.
Now gold into silver. So you look at the ratios. You got to study the applications. And then again, what I talked about earlier, when you study, you're preparing for liftoff. You're preparing for liftoff out of this body by carrying the consciousness and the physical energy of precious metals into the other worlds and using it as travel. It's a very simple process. And you already did partially, Dr. G. Now you just got to get into studying the applications. But the way I broke down this formula is to let people know that paper and digital currency is lead.
Okay.
When this transformation is going on in the physical and you're accumulating gold, silver, and then you're accumulating gold, these frequencies are turning on inside of you, preparing for liftoff.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the basics of turning your lead into gold as fiat from silver to gold, and always going to keep some silver.
Okay.
And then the alchemistry process that's going on when you're actually studying it and you're actually interacting with it. These are the two keys have to come together. Interaction, observation, experimentation, and evaluation over and over and over and over and over again.
Wow. I
So
mean, I wasn't sure. No, like, is it going to be to take a little bit of this to take a little bit? But it is. It's just it's not what you think in terms of the magic. How taking the fiat currency, or like you said, which is now lead, acquiring at a lesser rate the silver until the ratios are such that you can then exchange it for gold. So, is there a certain ratio that one should see when it's time to make the transfer from the silver to the gold?
Yeah, in my book, I talk about this. Those that want a beautiful gateway to this, you can purchase the book I Am Rich on my site, Art Currency. It comes with an ounce of silver and 30-minute consultation with me via phone. And I can help you get your portfolio on track and help you get yourself on track. You see, this is the thing. When what we're dealing with here is the fundamentals of metaphysics. Fun, meaning deep. The is the. And mental is the mental of it. So that basically means metaphysics, fundamental. But most people that so-called teach fundamentals never give the people the basics. In order to deal with metaphysics, you have to put something in the child's hand, physical, and then start from there, which is the base, the root. Money is the root to all evil. Gold is in the ground. It is the root. That is the riddle. And then come up from the tree, in the other side of the tree, so above, so below, so above, and talk about the metaphysical properties of that tangible gold you're holding or silver in your hand. You cannot talk about enlightenment unless you talk about the physical component of enlightenment. This is why people get led through the mysteries of things and get lost out there. This teaching, this learning, attaches the umbilical cord to Mother Nature. Physical enlightenment, which is AU 79 gold. And then bring you up from there via applications to electrify, via applications to frequency, travel on the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, 7th dimension, 8th dimension. Platinum, the same.
We can do that without actually exiting the physical body on a permanent level. Is this something future, or is this something one can do?
It is now.
It
is now. It is now. Everything is now. There's no future. There's no past. It's now.
It's now. Right.
It's all now. Serious of nouns. Now you leave the physical body. Now you in. And when you go to sleep, you leave.
That's true.
It's a series of nouns. So it's up to you to experience it through your own experience. I'm just giving you the gateway and applications to simplify it. The reason why you thought it was going to be something mystical, it is mystical. The intelligence of intellect. Brilliant, bright, brilliant, genius, and simple. We're dealing with the simplicity of things. We're beyond genius here. It's very simple. It's just that you have to reprogram yourself in order to do that. And buying every week and every other week starts you on the reprogramming. But the study of the applications,
That's the thing. Yeah.
that's what puts you on the journey of enlightenment and enriching your life, truly enriching your life. So I am open for questions.
Okay, so I'm going to, there's some questions that I starred, or comments, some of comments. You know, okay. The first question is here. And this is, what's the difference from noble metals versus precious metals?
The same. It's just another expression of the quality of the properties you're dealing with. Precious, just look at the word. It's going under a lot of pressure. That's why you have to go through pressure. Noble, it is noble because it went through the pressure. Now it is noble. It is worthy. So it's just a play on words to understand the applications of it again and the characteristics of it.
Okay, thank you. This one I think we answered, but I'll put it up anyway. The precious metals have metaphysical properties, and you so you answered it.
We just laugh about that. We just went through all that. Tell them rewind.
Right. Okay. Here's one. Someone wants to know if you ever incorporate orgone.
We use orgone oil and our nano silver, copper, gold, and platinum skin products and sanitizers and conditioners. Yes, Brother Hank used a lot of orgone material to create and amplify gold together, creates a beautiful amplification. Yes.
Okay. Here's another one. Does silver heal tinnitus as well?
It does, but this is the thing. Copper does. Many of these mineral does. Any healing you're dealing with, you got to look at cleaning. And I'll give you a good gateway to the best so-called eating habit, because it seems like that's something the person is dealing with. So I'll just give you the best so-called, they call it a diet. I give you the best eating habit to have. Ask yourself, how often do you clean your house or apartment or have it clean? Most people will say once a week. Now ask yourself, how often do you clean your physical house, your body? If you did that once a week, water or just coconut water or just fruits, on the seventh day, God rests. If you rest the body every 7 days by eating extremely less and very digestible foods such as fruits, you will be on the gateway of solving a lot of problems, because when you go back to eating whatever you was eating Your body has a time to rest and clean, like your apartment that you take care of so well. You will change the way you look at food and what you eat, and you'll be on the gateway of solving a lot of problems.
Okay, and then she has one more question. What do you recommend for an emulsifier for products?
Emulsifier.
I mean, something that's
To chop up food.
I guess to
Blender.
blend it, mix it up with, when I think about emulsion, I mean something that you mix in with something to make it maybe applicable. I don't know, like an oil or cream or something. I don't know. I don't know. I tried.
I'm not sure, but I'm sure that it'll come to this person.
So when you actually use the copper and the silver and those products and make some of these things, it's being pulled out via, I think it's that kind of question. What do you use to extract? Yes, the word extract it.
We use a process to extract the nanoparticles from precious metals, a high voltage colloidal process. And this creates a small enough nanoparticles to be able to absorb. As the skin is the biggest organ, it is excellent for the skin. We do have products that you can ingest, but you want to ingest less of these precious metals in these nanoparticle forms. Because what we're doing here, we're mimicking Mother Nature. Mother Nature uses an organic process that breaks these minerals down, and we eat it through the fruit and the vegetables. So we're mimicking that through the colloidal process, but it's not totally organic in that process. You're dealing with an organic, inorganic process, a man-made process. And this is the reality of it.
Well, she clarified that she said the emulsifier is used to blend oils with water for skin products. So whatever.
Oh, she got it. Yeah, she do a trick question. So all right. She said, okay, you think you're so smart. I got something for you. So you got me on that one. Yes, indeed. Emulsifier. So I would suggest get some of our products. We do use an emulsifier. Brother Jose is the perfect person for that. Him and Nadine, husband and wife team that actually manufacture our products. But we actually need you on the team, Goddess. So get some of our products, test it out, and come on to our once a week Saturday meetings for our distributors, and let's go, because it sounds like you understand these products. Emulsifier. I'm gonna get you.
Here's a couple more questions. Let me see. Where was it? I think I highlighted it. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Come back. Here we go. Is the ratio, this is the difference between the ask price of one precious metal to another?
Yes, you can find the ratio at silverprice.org, and you're going to find the gold price, platinum, and palladium price, and the gold and silver ratio. Silverprice.org.
And this is a comment and a question. I think it's awesome. Your skin is absolutely amazing. Is your product, is that what you use your product on your
Absolutely.
skin?
Absolutely. Let me grab the product here. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It's right here. Thank you.
So is that like, do you have like skin
this is we have, hit the site, you're going to see we have a beautiful, I use a conditioner, a gold and argan oil and lavender. Amazing product. Okay. And then we have a silver and peppermint with jojoba oil, and a copper with almond oil and clove, cinnamon. Amazing. If you're dealing with pain, that copper sports 29 will knock it out. So yes, I use the products. Absolutely. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate
it. So we understand that you're being chewed up by mosquitoes and stuff. You have to do a mosquito oil.
I have the 1 second here. I'm plugging. I had to get the spray, and I wasn't even thinking. This peppermint takes care of it. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good now. Thank you.
Okay. I think this has been, I don't want to, if you have any more questions, I want you to get it really quick, because it's an hour later where you are than it is.
Yeah. It's about, I'm in my bedtime now, so I appreciate it.
So he's in his bedtime, and we appreciate him.
I'll take a couple more questions if they have.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. G. Was hoping you were going to ask the other question, as it was part of the first question. Okay. I don't know what the other question was. I'm so sorry. Okay. Here we go. This was about asking the difference between the different prices, spot prices. If so, how can we know the actual spot price? But I think you did respond, because you said go to
silverprice.org.
Right. Yes. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I thought you kind of answered it, even though I didn't. And let me see. So he's copper also. Oh, I like this. I don't have a lot of that. Copper will also turn your gray black to original color, keeping it from turning gray.
I need some more copper. Oh yeah.
Well, that gray on you and your skin looks. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't change. Okay. All right.
Me personally, I think it's becoming. I think it's becoming.
Who said that? Reese? Yes.
No, I think that was the
ISIS. Yeah, they got some jokes. I like y'all.
Somebody else says, yes, he's glowing.
Get the product, baby.
And that would be at the artcurrency.org, right?
Yes, click on Nano Products, Art Currency, and we have a special going on where, though, after you get the products, you can go to Art Currency /silver at our IG page, and you can enter to win. Every 100 person that just have a video saying silver is a natural sanitizer, or copper is a natural sanitizer, will win 100 grams of silver. Every 100 person. So.
Okay. Well, listen. I appreciate this.
This
interview. I wasn't sure, because I normally get to talk to my guests, prior to. Although I had seen you on Baba Hank Risen's platform, but I just had not talked to you. But I do appreciate your knowledge and your wisdom with regards to that. And I will, if possible, I will have Sister Kufunya, if I can get how to get directly in touch with you, because I need to talk to you about all this stuff I got.
Yes. I'll give you my number, and it's okay.
You could. Yeah, I mean, you don't. I don't know if you want it public or.
No, it's fine. It's the family want to contact me or whatever.
I mean, I never give out anybody's number, but
No, it's okay. I give it to you right now. 410 637 3509, and just text me on WhatsApp. And if any of y'all have any questions, you can text me on WhatsApp. If you want to do a consultation, text me. If you buy any of the products, you will have some kind of access to me, and I will open up. So it's definitely been a pleasure, and I want text me your address, and I'll get you some products out.
You want
Okay.
me or somebody?
Yes,
Them or
you.
oh me?
You.
No, me, not
I'll
y'all.
get you.
Me.
I'll get you some products out, and you can use them and enjoy them, and
And talk
let
about
me
how
know.
great they are. Let me see.
Yeah,
Let's see.
let me know what you think, and
Will it
maybe
take
you'll
me to
have
the
me.
wrinkles?
Yeah, and get rid of that. Then we can maybe have me back
Of
on
course.
on
I
the
think this has
show.
been very informative, y'all. Please share this
Yes.
video. Please share this video. Some of the things I especially the magic part.
Yeah.
That I think that was absolutely amazing. And this was better than I thought. Sometimes I dread, like, I don't know what I'm talking about. But this was good. Thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much.
I had a lot of fun, Dr. G. I look forward to a follow up and get some products to you, and look forward
Absolutely.
to the family ordering some things and
Here's a question. Do
yes.
you ship overseas?
Yes.
No.
Yes, we ship overseas.
Okay. So again,
Yes.
we want to get you want to go here to
Yes.
www.artcurrency.org. And I thank you so much.
Thank you
Appreciate you.
so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, family, for participating and enjoying. I learned so much tonight. Thank you, Dr. G. Thank you, Kafunya.
Yes,
Such
thank
a
you, Sister
lovely,
Sophia.
yes, such a lovely pleasure. Enjoy.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you.
You're
Appreciate you.
welcome.
I'm gonna
Bye
let
now.
you
All
go.
right. Bye
All
now.
righty, all righty, all right. Okay. All right then. Y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you share this particular video. Also, want to remind you that our 2024 Spring into Action Conference is coming up. Let me bring that banner down. It's coming up on the 26th, 27th, 28th. And we want to see each and every one of you. We want to see your face in the place. Go to our website, houseofreawakeningminds.com, to get your tickets. This will be the only conference that we are doing in 2024. We will be back to doing our 4 Fridays beginning in May, but we are not going to do a September conference. We're going to be prepared for 2025, but you want to come out this year. We want to get this, we want to have a wonderful time coming together, bringing together the different minds and seeing what we can come up with. So we look forward to seeing you. We look forward to seeing you in this, a couple weeks from now. All right, y'all. I'm going to go now, and I appreciate you. Dr. G. Really? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's me. G. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's me. G. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's me. Dr. G. Really? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's me. Oh shit. Yeah, that's me. Oh shit. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Oh shit. Yeah, that's me.